become grade 4. Today we are going to start our new chapter. We did chapter number 1 and now today we are going to read about chapter number 2. Our chapter name is climate. Okay, so before starting the chapter, let's start doing with these keywords with me. Number 1, predict. To say that an event or action will happen in the future. So what does this mean? This means that predict means something that would happen in the future. Prediction means our assumptions. Evaporates, to cause a liquid to change to a gas, especially by heating. Evaporates means to change the state of matter from one form to another form by heating, like to change a liquid into a gas. And then collapse. Collapse means to fall down suddenly because of pressure or having no strength or support. So collapse means when things suddenly fall, or the things when they just collapse together, when they just join together. And then pellets. Pellets means a small hard ball. And then sleet. Sleet means wet, partially melted snow. Okay, the thing that is somehow moisted, the thing which is going to be melt. So let's start reading with me. Climate is the average weather of a place over many years. Underline this thing. What is climate? Climate is the thing. Climate is the average weather of a place over a many years. So what does this mean? This means that climate can change after a very long period, while the weather can change in just a few hours. So what is the difference between climate and weather? Climate is just like a thing which is short term, while climate is the thing which is the long term, while weather is the thing which is weather is just like a game of few minutes. Weather can change within few minutes, while climate can change over a long period, after so many years. It may also take hundreds, thousands, even millions of years to change. So what does this mean? This means that it's quite very long journey to change the climate. How long? It means that it can take even hundreds, thousands, millions years to change. Okay, so the next thing is climate is not the same as weather. There is a huge difference between climate and weather, but rather it is the average pattern of weather for a particular place. Weather describes the short-term state of the atmosphere, as I told you. Like you can say climate is the thing that is drawn from the weather is the thing that is drawn from the climate. Okay, because the weather describe very short-term state of the atmosphere. Underline this thing is very important. Weather describes the short-term state of the atmosphere, while climate describes the long-term states of the atmosphere. Different places can have different climates. Places near the equators can be very hot, meanwhile places near the poles are cold or temperate. Underline the word temperate. Temperate. Temperate means the things which are not too much hot or the things which are not too much cold. Temperate means the moderate temperature, that is not too cold or hot. So of course this thing is obvious that different places have different climates. So what's the meaning of these things? This is our globe, so these are the poles. Okay, and these are the equator lines. So those places that are present near the poles, like near the north and south pole, so the places which are present near the poles, you can see near the poles are cold or temperate. So those places that are present near the poles, these places are very cold or they have very moderate temperature, while the places that are present in the equator lines, on the equator lines, these places are very hot. They don't have much moderate temperature. And then it has great effect on people's lives, animals, plants or crops growing in an area or land. As you know all, different climate affects different climate behaves differently, like they even not affect on human lives, but they also affect of animals. They can also affect on plants and crops. Like just take an example, like the different animals can live in different climates, different plants can grow in different climate, and even different crops can grow in different climates. Every crops can grow and every plants can grow, every animals can live only on their suitable climate. Climatic data can help to predict which months and locations on Earth might be colder or warmer. Yes, if you know the climatic data, then you can easily assume, then you can easily predict that which months on the Earth, like which months on the globe might be colder or warmer. Just take an example that there are two types of areas, like northern areas and plain areas. So if you know the climatic data of these two areas, then you can easily predict that which cities are colder and which cities are hotter. Climate of a person of a place is determined after recording precipitation. Underline these things: precipitation, temperature, humidity, sunshine, and wind speed of a particular place. These are the factors over a long period of time. These factors are given over there. Okay, you know about the difference between climate and weather. Now these are the factors that can affect the climate of a place. Okay, if these factors are dependent on the climate. Temperature means how hot or cold something is. Wind, you know, means what is the wind. Moving air is called wind. Precipitation means the water coming out from the sky in the form of sun rain, in the form of snow, or in the form of sleet, etc. Humidity means uh, amount of water vapors that are present in an atmosphere. Air pressure, you know about the how the air pressure comes. We did this in science portion as well. So today we just going to read about the difference between climate and weather. Okay, in our next video I will tell you about the different factors, like how these factors will affect on climate. And here comes the, did you know, this thing is very important. The study of climate is called climatology. The scientist who studies climates is called a climatologist. So, who are climatologists? Climatologist is a person who studies on climate, the one who can give us climatic data, the one who can record all the climatic data. We call such a person as climatologist, and the discipline in which we study this thing is called climatology. This thing is very important for the objective. The study of climate is called climatology, and the scientist who studies this thing is called a climatologist. Okay, now I have a difference. Now I have few differences to show how climate is different from the weather. Here I wrote few differences. With the help of these you can easily find out what is the difference between weather and climate. Number one, it is what you get on a daily basis. Like for example, if there is sunny outside, so just within a second it would be rainy outside. So how it comes, it can occur only due to the change in weather. Like it is what you get on a daily basis. So, on the other hand, in climate, it is what you expect over a long time. Okay, it is what you expect over a long time means, like let's take an example of the northern areas. For the northern areas, it is not possible that today's our temperature is in -1 degree Celsius, and just like the next day our temperature would be like 40 degrees Celsius. So it's not possible. It's just like the game of over a long period of time. So it's just not like a 1 minute show. While the weather is a 1 minute show, it is short time. It takes very short time to change, while climate change a lot of time to change. And then it may involve just one condition of the atmosphere. One condition means just like if there is too much wind, if there are too much clouds, then our weather will change. It will change into rain, and our weather will change from sunny to rainy. While in climate, it includes all the condition of the atmosphere. All the conditions means all the factors of the climate that we have discussed. For example, if the climate have to discuss, then first of all climate have to pass through all the factors like temperature, like wind, like cloud, like air pressure, and like humidity, like precipitation, etc. I wrote few questions for you. You have to find the answers of these questions from the chapter, and then you have to do these questions on the loose sheets. These questions are not from your exercise. Question number 1, what is the difference between climate and weather? Okay, I discussed you the different I have discussed different differences. You have to write these differences on the loose sheet. Difference between climate and weather. Although there is a huge difference between climate and weather, you have to suppose to write on these differences on the loose sheet. Okay, you can also Google another differences. Question number 2, how can we determine the climate of any place? You can find the answer of this from here. Like different places have different climate, so how can you determine which places are hotter or which places are colder? Okay, and then which places are hotter on the globe? We have discussed. I have shown you the position. You have to find the position that which countries on the globe are hotter and why they are hotter, and which countries are on the globe are have cold weather. Question number 4 is, what do we call a person who studies climate? You can find its answer from here. Did you know? Okay, you can find its answer from here. And then we have, name the factors that affect the climate of a place. You have to find the factors. You have to find the factors and you have to write all these factors on the loose sheets. Thank you.